Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am Maliha Fatima, physics teacher from DPS Girls Senior Wing Model Town. This is lecture number 13 of 9th class physics. Today we will discuss third lecture of chapter number 3, dynamics. In this lecture we will discuss tension in a string and the cases of tension. Case number 1, vertical motion of two bodies attached to the ends of a string that passes over a frictionless pulley, and case number 2, motion of two bodies attached to the ends of a string that passes over a frictionless pulley such that one body moves vertically and the other moves on a smooth horizontal surface. Before starting the lecture, let's have a recap of the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we had discussed Newton's second law of motion, according to which when a net force acts on a body, then acceleration is produced in the direction of the net force. The magnitude of this acceleration is directly proportional to the force and is inversely proportional to the mass of the body. Then we had discussed difference between the mass and the weight. Mass is the quantity of the matter contained in the body, while weight is the force with which Earth attracts any body towards its center. Mass is a scalar quantity, while weight is the vector quantity. Mass is measured by physical or beam balance. Weight is measured by spring balance. Mass remains same everywhere, whereas weight changes because of the change in gravitational acceleration from place to place. At the end of the lecture, we had discussed the difference between the action and reaction forces in detail, and we had discussed Newton's third law of motion, according to which to every action there is equal but opposite reaction. First of all, we will discuss tension. Tension is a force acting along a string when the string is pulled by some force or weight. So, here in a picture, you can see a person holding a string with which weight is attached. So, by the pulling force of the weight, tension is produced in the string, which is shown at 2 points. One at the point where man is holding the string, and the other where the weight is attached to the string. The direction of arrows shows that tension always remains inside the string. That is, at the point of holding, it is in the downward direction, but at the point where weight is attached, it is in upward direction, but inside the string. Now furthermore, if the system is in equilibrium, that is, it is not moving in any direction, then in this situation, tension is equal to the weight or the force which pulls the string. So you can see in the picture that the tension is equal to the weight. For this purpose they have made all the arrows of equal size because size of the arrow shows magnitude. So it means in equilibrium the magnitude of tension is equal to the magnitude of the weight. Also, once a string is pulled by some weight or force, then the magnitude of tension remains same everywhere inside the string. Now we will discuss case 1 of tension, which is the vertical motion of two bodies attached to the ends of a string that passes over a frictionless pulley. This arrangement of two bodies of unequal masses is also known as Atwood machine, which is generally used to find the acceleration due to gravity. In order to discuss it in detail, consider two bodies A and B of masses m1 and m2 respectively. Let m1 be the greater mass than that of m2, and the bodies are attached to the opposite ends of an inextensible string which passes over a frictionless pulley, as you can see in the picture. As the body B is lighter than the body A, so the body A, being heavier, must be moving downward with some acceleration A. At the same time, the body B, which is attached to the other end of the same string, it moves with the same acceleration A in the upward direction. As the pulley is frictionless, hence tension will be the same throughout the string. Let the tension inside the string be T. Now, in order to derive the formula of acceleration and tension, consider the motion of two bodies separately. So, in case of motion of body A, two forces are acting on the body A. One is the weight acting downward and other is the tension in the string acting upward. As the body A moves downward, it means that downward force is greater than the upward force. So in case of body A, its weight is greater than tension. So the net force acting on the body A is equal to weight minus tension, that is m1g minus t. According to Newton's second law of motion, we know that net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So here in this case net force will be equal to m1a. So equation for the body A becomes m1a is equal to m1g minus t. Let this equation be equation number 1. In case of motion of the body B, again two forces are acting on the body B. One is the weight m2g which is acting downward and other is the tension T in the string which is acting in the upward direction. As the body B moves upward, it means that the upward force is greater than the downward force. So in case of body B, its tension is greater than the weight. So the net force on the body B will be equal to T minus W, that is T minus m2g. According to the Newton's second law of motion, we know that net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So here in this case it will be equal to net force will be equal to m2a. So the equation for body B becomes m2a is equal to T minus m2g. Let this equation be equation number 2. In order to derive acceleration and tension, we will do the following mathematical steps. For the derivation of acceleration, we will add equation 1 and 2. So by doing this we get m1a plus m2a which is equal to m1g minus t plus t minus m2g. Now from left hand side we will take a as the common factor and we will get a multiplied by m1 plus m2. And on the right hand side tension will be cancelled out and we will be only left with m1g minus m2g, from which we will take g as the common factor and we will get m1 minus m2 into g. So the acceleration will become a is equal to m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 multiplied by g. Now for the derivation of tension, we will divide equation 2 by equation 1, that is T minus m2g divided by m1g minus t, and it is equal to m2a divided by m1a. From here a will be cancelled out and then we'll cross multiply the equation. So after cross multiplying, we'll get on the left hand side m1 multiplied by t minus m2g, and on the right hand side we get m2 multiplied by m1g minus t. By opening this equation we get m1t minus m1 m2g which is equal to m1 m2g minus m2t. By taking tension values on one side and acceleration due to gravity values on the other side, we get m1t plus m2t which is equal to m1 m2g plus m1 m2g. So by simplifying it we get t into m1 plus m2 which is equal to 2 m1 m2g. So in the end we get the tension as T is equal to 2 m1 m2g divided by m1 plus m2. Now we will discuss second case of tension, which is the motion of the two bodies attached to the ends of a string that passes over a frictionless pulley such that one body moves vertically and the other moves on a smooth horizontal surface. In order to discuss it, consider two bodies A and B of masses m1 and m2 attached to the two ends of an inextensible string that passes over a frictionless pulley. Let the body A moves downward with acceleration A. Since the two bodies are attached with each other, so the string and also the string is inextensible, so the other body will also move on the smooth horizontal surface with the same acceleration A. As the pulley is frictionless, so tension will be the same throughout the string. Now, in order to derive the formula of acceleration and tension, consider the motion of two bodies separately. So, in case of motion of the body A, two forces are acting on the body A. One is the weight acting downward and other is the tension in the string acting upward. As the body A moves downward, it means that the downward force is greater than the upward force. So in case of body A, the weight is greater than the tension. So the net force acting on the body A is equal to weight minus tension, which is equal to m1g minus t. Also, according to Newton's second law of motion, we know that net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So net force in this case will be equal to m1a. So the equation for the motion of the body A becomes m1a is equal to m1g minus t. In case of motion of the body B, in the absence of the frictional force, three forces are acting on the body B. One is the weight acting downward, other is the reaction of the table acting upward, and the third force is the tension in the string which is produced by the pulling force of the body A, and it pulls the body horizontally on the smooth surface. Now, out of all these forces, only one force is left, that is the tension in the string, and the other two forces, which are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, they cancel their effect with each other. Hence, in this case, net force is equal to tension only. So, according to Newton's second law, the equation of motion of the body B becomes m2a, which is equal to tension, and this equation is known as equation number 2. Derivation of acceleration and tension in case 2 is simpler as compared to case 1. In this case, we will do the following mathematical steps. For the derivation of acceleration, we will add equation 1 and 2 and we will get on the left hand side m1a plus m2a and on the right hand side m1g minus t plus t. So on the left hand side a is taken as common and we get a multiplied by m1 plus m2, and on the right hand side after cancelling tension we only left with the m1g. So from here acceleration is equal to a is equal to m1g divided by m1 plus m2. Here you must remember that mass m1 is smaller mass than that of the m2, which is opposite to the case 1. Now for the tension, we will put the value of acceleration in equation 2, that is T is equal to m2a. So in this equation, after putting the value of a, we get the tension as T is equal to m1 m2g divided by m1 plus m2, which if we compare with case 1, then it becomes half than that of case 1. As in case 1, the value of tension was T is equal to 2 m1 m2g divided by m1 plus m2. In the last of the lecture, there are some related exercise questions which you can easily answer now after learning this lecture. In the exercise question number 3.8, what will be the tension in the rope that is pulled from its ends by two opposite forces 100 Newton each? So as you have discussed in the topic of tension, that if the system is in equilibrium, then the magnitude of tension is equal to the weight or the pulling force. So as in this case the rope is pulled by 100 Newton force on both the sides, so it means that rope is in equilibrium. So the tension in the rope will also be equal to the pulling force, that is 100 Newton. So tension in the complete string will be 100 Newton only. Then question number 3.18. What do you know about the term tension in a string? So you can easily define tension in the string after learning this lecture. Then there are two long questions which may be asked according to case number 1. The two bodies of masses m1 and m2 attached to the ends of an inextensible string passing over a frictionless pulley such that both moves vertically, then what will be the acceleration and tension of the bodies? And the other question, two bodies of masses m1 and m2 attached to the ends of an inextensible string passing over a frictionless pulley such that one moves vertically and other horizontally on a smooth surface, then what will be the acceleration and tension of the bodies? Now both these questions, after learning this lecture, you can answer them easily because the lecture is also in the form of the notes. So I hope so that you can easily learn these and you can easily do these questions. So good luck and Allah Hafiz.